Well, that was a beautiful sunrise. It's going to be a wonderful few days here at the cabin. Looks like the temperatures are going to be up to actually 40 with the humidex. That's 40 Celsius. We're now into our first few days of fall, and it certainly doesn't feel like it. So just back at the cabin, getting some breakfast ready and getting ready to do a little bit more work here. So thought I'd take you along on my adventure. Stay tuned. Well, I guess I'll start off by showing you guys some of the changes we've made inside since I spoke with you last. Come on in. Well, here's something new. It's the new ladder. So this was handmade, hand welded, and it looks awesome. And look at that. There's also a safety bar at the top, so if you have a little panic moment on top of the stairs, that you can grab it on the way down. No more outdoor ladder. Look at all that extra space. It's wonderful. And as I climb the ladder, you can see the ladder is attached here on this beautiful piece of wood here, and you can see a lot of the insect damage on that wood. That's actually wood from the cabin area here. It's a piece of aspen that we sort of seasoned and prepared, so I think that looks really good. Here's the handle. It's always good to have a way to catch yourself. Up in the loft area looks a little different now. You can see we started working on the trim. You'll recognize that from out front. That's actually where we used to hang our coats outside, but you see it has a handle on there. And now we can pull the attic hatch open and have a couple of spots to hang some sweaters beside the bed at night. So I think it looks really good with the trim in here. The window has now got lots of nice trim on it. Kind of makes everything pop, you know, makes it look less like a little wooden box. Wanted to show you this cute little fan I picked up. It's good for off-grid, especially when it's getting really hot, kind of like today. As you can see, it produces a pretty strong little breeze there. So that's the high speed. And the low speed, it's pretty decent. Another thing is it fits really nicely in this window. It brings a lot of nice cool air in here when it gets kind of stuffy. How does it make me look? We have a bit more work to do on the trim, obviously. There's some nail holes to cover over with putty and some areas where the seams weren't 100% tight. So we'll get on that very soon. It's another project to work on. There's a really cool app I want to tell you about on your cell phone. When we were doing the corners in here, there's lots of different angles. It wasn't just, I mean, there's the 45, but down here there's lots of crazy little angles, and we just didn't have a way to measure that. I downloaded an app on my phone called Angle Meter Pro, and it's really awesome. It helps you measure angles. So here you can see 90 degree on the wall. So there you go, it's on the 45 there. And then a lot of these little guys are really tricky, so that's like a 53. That was a 74. And of course there's the 90. So that app was instrumental in helping us to figure out the bisecting angles so that we could attempt to put the trim on somewhat reasonably. Without that, I don't think I could have thought of how to figure it out properly without having the right tools here, which we didn't have. So happened to have that app on my phone, so it was extremely helpful. There's some nice metal trim along the top of the ladder here. That'll extend to this side as well. We just haven't got it in. On the top plate here, we'll also put another aspen beam on there. So that's just being made outside as we speak. The slate floor is now sealed. We just have a little bit more work to do on it. These are the products I used, and we'll see how it works out. So I used this granite and stone cleaner. It's nice because it was in a spray bottle. I could just spritz it on and wipe it off. And then I did 2 coats of this Wyman granite and stone sealer. So it's supposed to, you know, repel water and oil-based stains. So we'll see how it goes. Again, it was really easy to apply. I just sort of sprayed it on, let it dry for about 30 minutes to 2 hours, and then I did a second coat. Closet solutions for a small space are always, you know, you're always looking for something really neat and innovative. I really like this. I just picked this up, and what it is, it just sticks out of the wall by about 12 inches, and it holds a good bit of clothing there, as you can see, t-shirts, pants, the like. And there's a bar right here that kind of goes along. And this actually, you know, when you're done with all your clothing, it slides up and this slaps right against the wall nice and flat. It has a feature on the top where you can place, you know, photographs of your friends or family or pets or whatever you want. I decided actually to press some flowers. So I've got some dried flowers from the field in there. I think that looks really nice, actually. Adds a lot of nice detail. Here's what it looks like without the clothes. And you see this just kind of pops up. You could actually pop this out if you wanted to right here. But we'll pop that in and I'll show you how it goes against the wall. Just like that. So nice and flush. That's where we keep all our coats and hats and things like that. But that actually just looks like a picture or something. And you know, if you're here for the day, you don't need it, that's fine. But if you're here for a good bit of time and you want to have some clothes, it just pops out like that. This actually slides off, it's magnetic. So if you didn't like the idea of having the pictures on there, you know, it just looks like that. Or you can just take the little, you know, these little tiny picture frames out of there. I picked that small space solution up at our local home hardware store, and it really works out well. This is something I just picked up and I'm thrilled with it. It's Thermos brand, kind of like a carafe, I guess you'd call it. Basically, I'll show you how it works. It stores up to, I think, 1.9 liters of cold or hot water, and it's just on demand. So you just push this little pump here, and there you go. And since it's pretty hot outside, I filled it with ice cold water before we came here, so it's really refreshing on a really hot day like this. Yeah, it's really cold. I literally, this is almost 24 hours and it's still ice cold. Apparently it keeps things hot for 24 hours and cold for 24 hours. My original idea was to have this for, you know, on-demand hot water. You know, you boil water once during the day, you've got up to, you know, almost 2 liters of hot water. Have your tea, have your soups, even a little bit of hot water to add to your dishwater on demand, so you're not always rushing outside to boil a small pot of water. So I really like this. I bought it at Walmart for about $25 Canadian. That's right, $25. Usually the Thermos brand is really expensive. I don't know why this was so cheap, but I'm happy with it, and hopefully it lasts. For the backsplash, we're going to take some of the tiles from the ones that you saw near the front door, and we're just going to sort of stick them up like that. So I think that's going to look really nice. The plan is to kind of line the back of the counter with all of these. So I'll put a light coating of water repellent material on here, and then we'll put up the backsplash. I think it'll look great. In regard to the wood stove, contacted a gentleman to do the installation. Here we need to have our wood stoves wet certified, and you know, we could do the installation ourselves. It's not terribly difficult, except for, you know, going through the metal roof. You want to measure twice and cut once when you do something like that. However, you know, even in chatting with a local builder, you know, it's better to have a person, you know, especially if you're going to get your system wet certified, is to have someone who's actually certified to do it, because the last thing you want to do is do the installation, have them come out to do the inspection and find a ton of things wrong with what you did and make you rip it out, and basically you're not allowed to use the wood stove. So it does affect our insurance, so we have to kind of play by the rules, and it's always good to have you know, your stove installation wet certified. It's better for the environment and for you if you do things properly. So they're quite busy right now. Obviously, it's you know, fall time. Everyone's getting their wood stoves ready for the season, so we're kind of in queue to get someone out here to do that. Honestly, the installation probably won't take that much time, but I just want to do it right. I don't want to end up, you know, doing it ourselves, and then the last thing is the person comes out and says, "What is this? You can't do it that way." Like, that's you know, it's not possible. So I don't want to have a decorative, you know, hole in my roof with a, you know, a chimney on there that is just for decorations, because it can't be used anymore because it's in the wrong location. You know, it's done improperly, sealed improperly. So we'll just sort of wait and see. And I mean, it's not urgent for us. We do have alternative sources of heat here, but I'm really interested in getting that little Grizzly mini stove in here. I think it's going to be amazing, and hopefully we can get in queue to get it done this season. Now I'm going to head out and check the trail cameras. I had some new sites set up and didn't get a chance last time to check them. I was super busy, so head out now and do a little bit of that. First off, I'll show you though, this is the wood that's going to go on top of the top plate there, basically at the top of the attic, as I showed you. So it is a piece of aspen from the property, and I really love it. It's got some beautiful spalting in there, and you know, so that's from fungi. It also has a little bit of character with some of the holes from the bugs sort of chewing through the wood, so that's pretty cool. Just using a bit of the hand plane here to get off some of the scuzzy stuff on the surface and make it look pretty. So despite the warmer temperatures, it definitely is looking a little bit more like fall here in the woods. The sun's lower in the sky, lots of dried leaves out and about, but I'm really enjoying this warm fall. I don't know how long this is going to last for, but I'll take every day before it gets really, really cold. Just found this beautiful pine cone. I know a few of you were asking about casting animal prints or, you know, pine cones in aluminum. And absolutely you can. So I'm going to steal this one. I think I might actually, this would be pretty awesome to cast for decorative purposes. Here's one of my new locations looking up this trail here. I've got my laptop in the field. I'll just show you. It looks like we got an image of the bear here. And also some deer. So I think I'll keep it in this spot. Looks like it's an active thoroughfare. And we'll see what we get. Here we have some deer sign in the sand here on the trail. You can see right there. Like I said, it's a very active area. There's my trail camera right there. I was actually hoping to get some elk this year again on the trail cams, but it seems to be hit or miss when I get them here at the property. So let's keep checking the trail cams. This site's always really productive. It looks up here. And again, I got my usuals, the porcupine, the fox, squirrel, and deer, and the robin. I just wanted to point out, as I was standing here, I'll walk a little bit closer, you can see a little tiny hole here. I always assumed it was a chipmunk that lived in there. It appears that a mole actually lives in that hole. So little chubby, little black mole just waddled into there and hid from me. So pretty neat, you know, the forest kind of trucks along just like I am through the woods here, and yeah, it's pretty neat. That was a treat. I for sure thought that was going to be a chipmunk hole. Sure enough, it's not. I mean, maybe it was at one point, but now the mole has taken over. Here's a trail camera that's been looking at the duck box this whole time. Love my little setup here on the little wooden tripod. Think I'll take that down now, and we'll put it to use someplace else. One reason why I haven't gone to get it earlier is the water levels are actually pretty high. Now I can actually just walk on top of some logs and some mud to get it here, so that's handy. Oh wow, 917 pictures. Jeepers, I wonder what that's about. That's going to take a long time to get through, and I bet you a lot of them are false triggers. I don't know, maybe I'll be impressed. Maybe there'll be something taking a look at the box out there, but I really doubt it. Just as I suspected, a whole lot of nothing going on. Just some reeds, you know, photobombing the image. I think the sun really tripped this one. There's not a lot of great pictures. I had a few night shots thinking, well, maybe I've got something coming down to the water there, but, you know, really, a whole lot of nothing. So I think in the spring I'll set it up a little bit differently, maybe a little bit closer, and yeah, otherwise I don't think this is a great spot. I've left it alone all summer and really haven't got anything coming down to drink or anything like that. So we'll just leave it be for now. Looks like the only thing this location taught me was how to make a really cool stand for a trail camera. Through there, just some beautiful Canada geese. They just landed. And they most certainly can hear me. They're getting ready to migrate, and they've been flying over the cabin making lots of noise. They're just resting in here before the big trip. Well, nature's color palette is amazing. There's a blue jay feather. Blue jays have been around here quite a lot, feeding on the acorns. It's just beautiful, eh? I think I'll keep this for my little spot of treasures inside the cabin. Here's some turkey sign. It's one of those fine little feathers that they carry. The little small one, probably just from its chest or something. Looks like they're in this area here, which is a little bit of a lowland. take a look at this. It's coming off a stalk here in this really moist area, and there's a ton of red berries growing in a cluster. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. That's incredible. Like I always say, the biodiversity here near the cabin amazes me. There's always something different, something new that I'm learning about the land from hanging out in the woods. Well, now that I've got all the cameras checked, I'm just heading back to the cabin. I'm gonna work on a really interesting project. Basically using some things I gathered to make a really interesting winter balm to help your skin. So I'm gonna head over to the fire pit and work on that. You'll have to stay tuned to a future video to learn all about it. Well, I've just wrapped up on filming the winter balm or winter salve made from the spruce pitch. So I am really hot. I swear it must be 50 degrees Celsius with the sun in this field here where I've got the fire pit roaring with a nice hot fire. So I think I'll just head inside, take a look at some of the trail cam pics, and then have a little relax in the hammock. There's still some beautiful butterflies around. This one's looking a little bit tattered, but still feeding on the beautiful little clover plants in the field here. I'm not seeing a lot of monarchs. Not seeing a lot of monarchs right now, but some of these beautiful guys. It's getting pretty hot out now in the field, so I'm heading back inside the cabin now, and I'm going to take a look at what I got on the trail camera pictures here on the laptop. Let's take a peek. Got lots of captures including videos, so let's take a sneak peek at what we've got going on. Looks like we have the deer family back again. Some great shots there. I don't know what she just ate. Looks kind of like a mushroom or something. I'll have to do a zoom up of that. Also, we have the porcupine back a couple of times, and a raccoon. Isn't that interesting? Well, trail cameras never cease to amaze me. You always get some very interesting shots. Here's a few of the images captured. Lots of biodiversity here, that's for sure. Well, I'm just going to have a little swing in the hammock here and enjoy my book and stay out of the heat for a little bit. I just got really overheated there in the field recording the video for making the spruce balm. So time to relax and enjoy the rest of the day. It certainly is a beauty. Just by the hammock here, and I see a garter snake. It's been a bumper year for them this year as the mice population and the grasshoppers have been pretty high in number. I like them around because they do keep everything in check. Well, after the little rest in the hammock, look what's all finished. Came back to having this all finished up, so that's awesome. As you can see, it's one continuous piece of that aspen from the cabin. That's the top ledge for the loft, so that's perfect. I'm really happy with how that looks. And then down here, this is all finished too. Still gonna work on a little bit of trim there, but that cleans it all up nicely. Now I think I'll just head out and go on a little walk and see what I can find in the woods before supper. Just wrapping up the day by going through the woods on a little walk tonight. And I'm looking everywhere around me and I see honey mushrooms everywhere along this trail. It's so exciting. These are some great edibles. Like everywhere I look, they're around. How awesome is that? I want to show you, there's a really cool cluster of them here by this tree. Oh yeah. Look at that, eh? Woohoo! That's awesome. They are everywhere. Really important that you're able to tell a difference between a honey mushroom and a deadly Galerina, so make sure you guys look that up. But seriously, everywhere I look on this trail, I see honeys. Yay! Thanks guys for tuning in today and hearing all about what I've been up to at the cabin. Hope you enjoy the fall and have a great week. Take care.